Hello there and welcome to Whistleblowers, where we take a look at some of the contentious umpiring decisions from each round. I'm Nat Edwards and joining me today is 2013 All-Australian umpire Matt Nicholls. Matt, thanks for coming on the show.
My pleasure, Nat. Thanks for having me.
All right, well, let's get straight into it. A lot of talk out of the North Melbourne and Geelong game. We've got three decisions to look at today. The first one involves Kangaroo veteran Brent Harvey. He makes contact here with the chest of Geelong's Alan Christensen. Now, the umpire says Harvey made prohibited contact. Can you explain that, and was that the right decision?
Prohibited contact is when we deem the level of force unreasonable or unnecessary in the circumstance. And what you can see here with this example is that Harvey makes contact to the chest of Christensen. We don't think that the level of force is excessive and that which would warrant a free kick. So in this case, the free kick would be unwarranted. Yeah,
because I guess former Magpie Nick Maxwell, who just recently retired, he spoke about the incident over the weekend and said that players really don't want to see free kicks paid for such a minor incident, so it was fairly soft, was it, the contact?
It was soft enough for us to not pay a free kick. It's a one-off, it's not a repetitive thing, it's not from behind, he's front on, so we just don't think that a free kick should have been paid in that situation.
In that situation, do you just let it go, or do you have a word to Harvey and say, look, mate, that's not acceptable, or do you address it at all?
Yeah, I think it's good to be proactive. Just mentioned to Brett that we don't want him to cross the line, that he risks giving away a free kick if he does. Keep your hands to himself, don't go high, but definitely not pay a free kick in that situation.
All right, well, the next incident from that game also involves Harvey and Christensen, and this time you can see the contact is high from Harvey. You see Christensen's head snap back a little bit. Is that the right decision in this case?
Absolutely, Nat. We're not talking about prohibited contact in this situation, we're talking about high contact, so that's a different kettle of fish. It's paid by two umpires, so obviously both of them, having seen that, deemed that it warranted a free kick, and they've managed that situation effectively by paying the warranted free kick in this one.
All right, so the right decision there. Now, the final decision from this match sees Kangaroo Majak Daw make contact with Shane Kirsten's head off the ball. A 50-metre penalty was awarded to the Cats, and I think at that time Joel Selwood had marked inside 50 metres. A warranted free kick in this case?
Same as the previous example, Nat, the contact is high, so it's not a prohibited contact, it's a high contact free kick. And because of the fact that it was in the goal square, we award a free kick, 50-metre penalty applies, and it's a shot on the goal line.
And Selwood got the goal. All right, well, let's move on to another match, Fremantle and Carlton. And in the dying minutes of this game, Docker Zach Dawson actually gives away a 50-metre penalty after Jared Waite takes the mark. Now, to me, it looks as though Zach actually does get back behind the mark. Can you explain this decision?
Yeah, what we see here, Nat, is that when Waite takes the mark, Dawson's not within 5 metres. In fact, he's probably closer to 10 or 15 metres away. He cuts the corner of the protected area and he enters it from the side. So that eliminates the option for Waite to play on inboard if he wants to do that. But because of the fact that he's entered the protected area rather than tried to leave it, 50-metre penalty applies.
So if he'd been running through as Jared Waite took that mark, would it have been a penalty?
We still encourage the players to leave the protected area, but if his momentum is taking him through and he's already in there and he runs straight to the point of the mark, then we'd let him go in that situation.
All right, and earlier in the same game, Carlton Zach Tui gave away a 50-metre penalty as well for this incident with Docker Hayden Ballantyne. Tui looks to be marginally late here. Is that what the free kick was paid for?
It is. By knocking Ballantyne to ground in that situation, he causes a delay. He's not in the immediate marking contest, so he's not entitled to bowl him over like that. So, yes, he's marginally late, but he's still late. So, because of the fact that he knocks him over, it's a 50-metre penalty.
Late's late, I guess.
It is.
All right, well, the final incident we're going to look at today is from the Hawks-Dogs game. Now, we see a marking contest between Hawk David Hale and Dog Mark Austin. Austin goes for the spoil, but as he comes down, it seems he has Hale in a bit of a headlock here, and a 50 is awarded to the Hawks. Can you take us through this one?
It's similar to the previous one, Nat. You see Hale clearly take the mark. Austin is in the marking contest, so a little bit different there. But the fact that he grabs Hale in a headlock and throws him down by the head, effectively, means that constitutes a further infringement and it causes a delay. So a 50-metre penalty is appropriate.
So the right decision there.
Definitely.
All right, well, that's all we have time for today. Matt, thanks so much for coming in.
No worries, Nat.
And thank you for joining us on Whistleblowers. We'll see you again next week.